In a quiet suburb just outside Chicago, a political firestorm is turning into a national scandal. Her name, Tiffany Henyard. Once celebrated as a young, black female mayor breaking barriers, Henyard is now being called the most corrupt mayor in America. How did she go from hometown hero to public enemy number one? What started as rumors of mismanagement have spiraled into full-blown allegations of corruption. Hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars spent on Amazon, luxury hotels, and private security. All while residents complained of a town crumbling from neglect. We're digging deep into the headlines, the documents, and the growing movement to remove Tiffany Henyard from office. Before we continue, we have a simple request. Only 41% of people who watch these videos are subscribed. Let's change that. Hit that button and tell us in the comments. Who should we cover next? Let's get into it. The Rise of Tiffany Henyard. Before the controversy, Tiffany Henyard was seen as a symbol of progress. Young, ambitious, and outspoken, she made history as Dolton's first black female mayor. Her campaign focused on revitalizing the struggling town, with promises of transparency, safety, and investment. In the beginning, her energy was magnetic. She positioned herself as a hands-on leader who wasn't afraid to make noise. Her supporters called her Super Mayor. She filmed viral TikToks from City Hall, boasted about her work ethic, and leaned into her newfound fame with confidence and a touch of arrogance. She claimed to be leading Dolton into a new era, but that self-branding quickly turned into self-glorification. Instead of quiet leadership, Henyard began referring to herself as the Queen. She hired a personal videographer to document her mayoral duties like a reality show. She made headlines not for policy, but for spectacle. Her visibility skyrocketed. She attended high-profile events, gave fiery interviews, and styled herself as a political influencer more than a traditional mayor. Her social media presence exploded. To some, she was an inspiration, bold and unapologetic. But to others, the red flags were already waving. Questions began to swirl. Was the attention helping the town or just her image? As she embraced the spotlight, critics pointed to rising spending, unapproved hires, and a growing divide between her public persona and the reality on the ground in Dolton. Still, Henyard stayed defiant. She had her supporters, she had her platform, and most importantly, she had the power, at least for a while. The allegations that changed everything. The turning point came when local journalists and watchdogs started digging into the numbers. What they found was shocking. Henyard had spent over $248,000 on Amazon in just 2 years, all paid for with public funds. The receipts included everything from electronics to beauty products. Meanwhile, Dolton streets were riddled with potholes and essential services lagged behind. She wasn't just overspending. She was accused of bending the rules to serve her personal interests. One major allegation: the hiring of her personal security detail, costing the town upwards of $70,000, despite Dolton not being a particularly high-risk area. Residents asked, why does the mayor need private protection in a quiet suburb? Some claim it was more about status than safety. Then came the stories about lavish hotel stays. Henyard reportedly used public money to fund trips to luxury resorts in Atlanta and Las Vegas, often bringing staff along and justifying the expenses as official business. But many questioned the legitimacy and legality of those trips. Things escalated when she began removing board members who challenged her spending. According to multiple reports, anyone who questioned her authority was labeled a distraction and swiftly shut out. Critics say Henyard built a loyalty-first inner circle, rewarding allies and punishing dissent. The breaking point may have been the now infamous town board meetings. Videos went viral of Henyard silencing public comment, shutting off microphones, and ejecting trustees mid-session. The message was clear: challenge her, and you're out. In response to growing concerns, former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot was hired to investigate. Her preliminary findings: troubling. Lightfoot's report pointed to serious irregularities, including a total breakdown in financial oversight and potential violations of Illinois state law. And then, the FBI reportedly stepped in. While official details remained sealed, news of a federal investigation sent shockwaves through Dolton. For residents, it confirmed what many had feared. Their town's leadership wasn't just dysfunctional, it might be criminal. Even as national media began to cover the story, Henyard remained defiant. In interviews, she framed the backlash as personal and racially motivated. She called her critics haters and doubled down on her self-image as a strong black woman being unfairly targeted. But deflection could only go so far. As more receipts surfaced, more voices joined the chorus calling for her resignation. The controversy had officially exploded. And Tiffany Henyard wasn't just facing political heat. She was facing potential legal consequences too. Eviction and backlash. By early 2024, Tiffany Henyard's carefully built empire was crumbling. The very people who once celebrated her began calling for her removal. The tipping point? A court order to evict her from the taxpayer-funded mayoral residence. The village board determined she was no longer entitled to live there, and after months of legal pushback, a judge agreed. She was ordered to pack her bags and leave. For many in Dolton, that moment was symbolic. It wasn't just about a house, it was about power. And for the first time, Henyard was visibly losing it. Her political isolation deepened. Former allies distanced themselves. A primary challenger defeated her bid for a second term. And once loyal trustees now spoke out, saying they feared retaliation during her time in office. Social media turned into a battlefield. Clips of chaotic board meetings, alleged spending breakdowns, and confrontational interviews went viral. Her refusal to take accountability only widened the rift between her and the community. Dolton, a town already struggling with crime and financial instability, now had another problem: its national reputation. What was once a quiet village became the poster child for small-town dysfunction. The optics were brutal. Henyard's downfall wasn't just about bad leadership. It was about what happens when power goes unchecked. Critics are silenced, and public money becomes a private bank account. And Dolton, it's still picking up the pieces. So the next time someone steps into power with charm and ambition, ask the hard questions. Follow the money. Watch how they treat criticism, because no matter how small the town, accountability still matters. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. And tell us in the comments, who should we investigate next?